Greetings everyone, this is Amara. This is my channel, Eyes Wide Shut, and this is only going to be a very short video, and this is an outline only, right? This video is entitled, Knowing When You Are on the Right Path Towards Spiritual Enlightenment, Detaching Yourself from the Matrix. Knowing when you are on the right path towards enlightenment, detaching yourself from the Matrix. Number one, remember this is an outline only. You start to outgrow your old environments and friends. Clubs, bars, pubs no longer interest you. You start to grow out of these things. You start to grow out of your environment. Number two, you start to move away from the TV programs, right? Because TV programs are nothing but programming you. TV programs. You watch less TV. Limit the time with social media. You start seeing through the deceptions and the lies, especially these things that you see going on in the news. You know that half of it is deception. They're trying to keep people away from knowing what the real truth is, what is really going on out there. Yeah, they try and keep you entertained. Number three, you start vibrating with nature. You want to go out in nature. You have respect for nature. So you do things like taking off your shoes and your socks and grounding yourself in the soil. Because by grounding yourself in the soil with your feet, it helps to charge your organs. It helps to charge your organs. I'll be going into this in a bit more detail in another video. Right? So you ground yourself in soil. That's you ground your feet in soil. You also can use sand to ground yourself with as well. It helps to charge your organs. It also helps to charge your various organs. I've just said that. You start to be mindful of what you eat, checking labels for ingredients, e.g. checking for things such as emulsifier, checking for things such as ease, checking for artificial sweeteners, saccharin, aspartame, sucralose, which are all artificial sugars. So you start checking out what you're actually eating, what you're putting into your body, because your body is a temple, and you start to realize this. Number five, peeps who don't understand you distance themselves from you. They think that you're acting abnormally because they're seeing the old you, they're not seeing the new you. And anyway, what is abnormality? What is normal? Consider who are the people who tell you that this is normal, this act is normal, or this form of behavior is normal, and that form of behavior is not normal. Who is the ones that are telling us that? We said that in 2020, that we want the things to get back to normal. Well, what is normal? Have things gone back to normal since 2020? Or has there been a lot of changes? You have to question what is normality and who are the ones that gave us these thoughts of what is considered to be normal and abnormal. Who conditioned us to think what is normal and what is abnormal or abnormal. Right, number six, you start to lose the fear. Fear is one thing that holds a lot of people back. But when you start to wake up, you have the courage to face yourself and to face others. You no longer have that fear of failure, that fear that holds a lot of people back, that keeps them in a prison, that keeps them in an emotional prison. You start to stand up for yourself. You start to stand up for other people too. You're trying to help other people. And this is also a point of waking up, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakeness. Number 7, your third eye starts to open. You start to see events happening sometimes well before they even happen. You look for patterns. You start to see patterns in things. You start to see patterns in politics. You start to see patterns in the economy. You start to see patterns. It could be to do with the environment, things are going on, but you start to, your third eye starts to open, you start to see so many different things. And sometimes things before they actually happen, that third eye is starting to open. And once that third eye opens as well, it's hard to shut it again. It's very hard to shut it again. Number 8, you feel now the purpose of being here. You now feel the purpose of being here, being alive. You have a mission. Whereas before you might have had a mission, you might have been going through life aimlessly. But now you have a purpose in life. And that purpose is to find yourself. That purpose is to go inward, okay? To connect with nature, to connect with the Most High, to connect with people of like minds, okay? You throw off that old coat and you start to put on this new coat. This is a new time and it's a new era, it's a new age. And you are also moving away from that old self towards this new self. Number 9, you start to enjoy the peace of being with yourself. You have no need to be in crowds like you used to want to be noticed by being in crowds, to want to please other people, to want to please the people that you are around. You wanted acceptance of that crowd of people that you used to hang around with, but now you no longer crave this. You are quite happy in being alone. It gives you the chance to reflect. It gives you the chance to detach from the rat race. It also gives you the time to heal, both physically, mentally, and also emotionally. It gives you that time to heal, both physically, mentally, and emotionally. Number 10, you start to enjoy things such as meditation, or at least you try to seek out these things that you think will help you even more to enhance that spirituality, that awakening that you're starting to go through. You're getting into things like meditation, where you're seeking it out, acupuncture, yoga, and all of those types of things. Number 11, you start getting into the feeling of connection to the universe. You start getting in connection with the universe. And number 12, wanting to live a more self-sufficient life. You're interested in gardening. You're interested in probably getting into community groups of like-minded people. You want to live a more self-sufficient life rather than going to things like supermarkets and shops and buying your produce. You're more interested in growing these things for yourself, doing for thyself and for like-minded people. And stay with people. I've got one more thing. I've got one more thing here, and that is, let me show you this. You've got quite a attractive looking young lady here. I found this yesterday on the internet, right? the spiritual awakening. I'll say it again, the spiritual awakening. Some of us are starting to wake up. So you are having a spiritual awakening. You lost all your friends. You can no longer work a regular job, and your family think you are crazy. Congratulations, you've escaped the matrix. I'll say that again. So you are having a spiritual awakening. You've lost your friends. You can no longer work a regular job, and your job and your family think you are crazy. Congratulations, you are escaping the matrix. The matrix. The matrix. You are slowly coming out of the system. I'm going to do another video, but I'm going to go into these points in a little bit more detail. There's some people out there think that you're mad because you are starting to wake up and you're starting to see things in the world differently. Okay? Those people, those friends, those family members that you thought they had your best interest, you're starting to see that some of them don't have your best interest. Okay? You're starting to wake up. And sometimes there's going to be people who are going to want to try and pull you back into the matrix. But you know that you're on your way towards spiritual enlightenment because of these points I've just told you about. Okay? You start to outgrow your environment and your friends. You're no longer in bars, clubs, or pubs. You start to move away from the TV programs or the TV programming, watching less television, limit your time to expend on social media. You start to see through the great deceptions and lies of things that have been told to you on TV and through the social media. All right? Peeps no longer understand you. They think that you are abnormal. But what is normal? And once that third eye, that spiritual eye, that sits there, okay, in the middle of the brain, once that third eye opens, it's going to be very hard for you to turn back. Even if you want to try and go back to what is considered to be normal, you're going to find it hard to go back. Anyway, this is Amara with another video. Over and out. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will go into these points in a little bit more detail in another video. For now, I've just outlined these main points. Thank you.